Hey everybody, Eric here, and welcome back to another video in the Why It Failed series, a series that looks back so we can look forward. Now in today's video, we're talking about a system that came out well over 10 years ago at this point, a system that was a follow-up to one of the most popular consoles of all time, and was a really weird, kind of awkward but necessary stepping stone phase from one of our favorite companies. Now it wasn't a system that really had an identity overall, but it was a system that proved to be an integral and important part of gaming history, even if it wasn't a commercial success. Today, we're talking about the Wii U.
Before we can talk about the Wii U, we need to set the stage and understand what came before it. The Nintendo Wii. Nintendo has always been a company that favors experiences rather than top-of-the-line hardware. So when early stages of development, then Nintendo president Satoru Iwata said the focus should be on appealing to a wider demographic rather than trying to compete with the likes of Sony and Microsoft. Prior to the Wii, the last real unique and adventurous experience in gaming from Nintendo was the Virtual Boy, a totally unique concept that rode on the waves of the virtual reality hype from that time. We'll cover that console at some point, so more on this in another video. Released in late 2006, the Nintendo Wii was a first for gamers, casual and hardcore alike. The Wii gave you the ability to directly interact with games via the Wiimote and Nunchuck, as well as standard control schemes that were available on the console as well. The Wii was also backwards compatible with the GameCube and also featured 4 controller ports as well as a memory card slot, a feature that would soon be phased out after a few years. Early units packed in Wii Sports, which is not only an incredibly fun game, but an experience designed to show you what the Wii is all about. And not to mention, it sold around 82 million copies as of March 2021. So straight off the bat, the Wii made a strong statement. Oh yeah, don't forget to put your wrist strap on, otherwise. The marketing for the Wii was unlike anything else at the time, from iconic commercials to the name, which is really a cool double entendre. The 2 eyes in Wii can symbolize 2 people standing next to each other and playing, but it also represents the word Wii. Pretty smart, hey?
So the Wii was a massive success, having sold over 101 million units during its 7-year lifespan from roughly 2006 to 2013. So it's only inevitable that in that time, Nintendo would start to formulate its next moves. The next Nintendo console started development and conceptualization in 2008, with Nintendo acknowledging the fact that the Wii didn't appeal to core gamers and didn't have the latest and greatest graphics. I mean, the Wii only had component and composite out for video displays, while its competitors, the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, had HDMI, allowing for higher resolutions and better overall picture. Rumors of a Wii HD would surface, allegedly featuring HD graphics and a Blu-ray capable disc drive, giving gamers what they really want. Because remember, not everyone enjoys throwing their arms around like the giant blow-up doll down at Randy's Used Cars. Prior to any official announcement from the Big N, word of something called Project Cafe was starting to make the rounds on the web. This was intended to be the successor of the Wii, featuring backwards compatibility, HD graphics, and a built-in controller that was a tablet-like device with a touchscreen integrated into it. I remember hearing this back then and thinking it was just going to be a home console version of the DS, and honestly that's not quite far off from what we got to some extent. Officially unveiled during E3 of 2011 as the Wii U, then Nintendo President of America Reggie Fils-Aimé said that this is a system that we can all enjoy together, but it's also one that's tailor-made for you. During the initial reveal, no first-party games were announced or shown, but there were some third-party presences there, assuring gamers that there was content being made for this upcoming system. If you were lucky enough to attend E3 that year, you had the ability to check out some experiences that were meant to showcase what the Wii U could do, including a Zelda-themed demo. Now before we get ahead of ourselves, let's talk tech and figure out what made the Wii U tick. The Wii U was the first Nintendo console to support HD output, with several different resolution options through HDMI. It also had options for composite and component out if your television did not support HDMI in. To power this, the Wii U had a 1.2 GHz triple-core Espresso microprocessor, which worked in tandem with 2 GB of DDR3 memory, 20 times the horsepower of what the Wii had. The Wii U came in 2 different options for storage. The base model had 8 GB internal storage, and the deluxe model, which had 32 GB of internal storage for more games. Of course, this could be expanded with either SD cards or USB drives. The main controller here was obviously the gamepad, which featured a 6.2-inch touchscreen, which could be used as a complementary display in conjunction with the TV. similar to what the DS offered, with the main screen being your television and the bottom screen having additional game information such as maps. The video feed that the gamepad receives from the console are rendered directly and then streamed to the gamepad. Other ways of controlling the Wii U were the Pro Controller, which allegedly featured up to 80 hours of battery life, and of course the Wiimote with a nunchuck. Now, because the Wii U was backwards compatible with the Wii, it also had a spot to plug in a sensor bar, of course. One other way to play was via a USB adapter to use a GameCube controller for Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. I've actually still got my Smash for Wii U controller, but this is a feature not compatible with any game other than Smash. The Wii U finally launched in November of 2012 with 23 available titles, but only 3 of which I really enjoyed were New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, my favorite racing game of this gen, and one I played on multiple consoles, including my Vita, which I've recently done a video on, so go check that out. And of course, Nintendo Land. Funnily enough, many years ago now, at the very start of my YouTube channel, I reviewed Nintendo Land. I really enjoyed it. It was really similar to Wii Sports in terms of showing the user what the Wii U was capable of. Now, this video isn't public anymore, but if you're interested, I will leave the unlisted link in the description just for the fun of it. ZombiU was also another notable launch title, though I haven't played this one, so I don't have a lot of experience to talk about it. Have you played this one? What do you think? When turning on the Wii U, you were greeted with a home menu which was arranged with a tile layout of icons for your multimedia apps and games, as well as the Nintendo eShop. The other screen would display the Wara Wara Plaza or the Wada Wada Plaza, something directly connected to the Miiverse, which is an integrated social network. You'd see other Miis make comments about games you've played or show cool drawings. The Wii U always felt like there was an active community there ready to engage with, and I always really genuinely enjoyed that. So enough about the launch and all of the features. How did the general public react to the Wii U? Well, a lot of people seem to praise the HD capabilities of the system. However, if we look at the PS3 and the Xbox 360 at the time, those consoles had the ability to play DVDs, Blu-rays, had achievements and trophy systems and better online ecosystems, as well as group chat capabilities. The Wii U just didn't have any of those. Partner that with the fact that the gamepad battery didn't last very long, and overall, there was a lack of games. I personally loved a lot of Wii U games such as Splatoon, Mario Kart 8, Smash for Wii U, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Super Mario 3D World. Yeah, some non-first party games like DuckTales, which was a multi-plat game, Shovel Knight, Xenoblade Chronicles X, the Loading Screen Simulator. Lego City Undercover. Just kidding. And of course, we can't forget the Wii U's cherry on top, a game that came out as the Wii was on its last legs, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Look, the issue that the Wii U had is that over time, developers lost interest in making games for the system. There's so many great first-party games for sure, a lot of which have been ported to the Switch already. Some could use a Switch port like Xenoblade Chronicles X. Fans have actually been crying out for this, but a lot of developers when making multi-platform games chose to ignore the Wii U, mostly because lack of sales. So let's have a look at some sales numbers. In the United States, the first month of sales totaled over 425,000, and from launch in early November to the end of December, the total sold units were over 3 million. Sounds good, right? Well, we have to take into account that no matter what Nintendo does, it's always going to sell straight away. It's Mario. It's gonna sell, right? But if we look at January of 2013, just a few weeks after launch, the Wii U only sold 57,000 units, with the total in the first quarter of that year around 390,000 units. Not good at all. What was the issue? Why did the sales all but shrink, even straight after launch? I mentioned just before about some developers choosing to look in another direction instead of making software for the Wii U. A lot of the reasons behind this boils down to the fact that it was the hardware. It was so drastically different from what was happening at the time. Hence why the first-party games absolutely rock, but developers like Bethesda, for example, never supported this console. Here's a quote from Pete Hines on the Wii U. "The time for convincing publishers and developers to support the Wii U has long passed." That's a harsh comment from early 2013, really only just a few months separated from the Wii U's launch. Okay, so why was the Wii U just not working out? Here's this cool and unique Nintendo console, but people were just starting to go elsewhere for gaming experiences. Why? Well, honestly, we can look at the name for starters. If you think of it this way, the Wii came out in 2006 and the Wii U came out 6 years later in 2012. a lot of people probably thought it was just a tablet or a gamepad add-on for the Wii. So just imagine the confusion of general consumers standing in the electronics section of Walmart or even like GameStop asking, what is this thing and why does little Billy want one so bad for Christmas?
The gamepad was a unique concept for sure, but can you imagine how a developer would struggle to incorporate this? Do they just create a single screen game that displays on your TV or integrate that experience into the gamepad? Or why even bother because the install base for the Wii U is so weak, they're not even guaranteed to hit the sales numbers they need. Again, this is why we have so many great first-party Wii U games and not so many great third-party games. The thing is that game developers need to know that people are going to buy their games on any given console. Nintendo needs to have the support of third-party developers, and gamers need good content altogether. It's a vicious cycle and unfortunately one that was the Achilles heel of the Wii U. You had developers like Activision, EA, and Ubisoft pretty much backing away from the Wii U straight out of the gate. You hate to see it. People who bought the Nintendo Wii could see the appeal straight away. Wiimotes, motion controls, unique experiences. What did the Wii U offer that was really so unique? A drawing tablet? I mean, what's really the fun in that beyond the appeal of just drawing?
However, without the Wii U, we wouldn't have the Nintendo Switch, one of the most popular consoles at the moment, and if not of all time. It's obvious that Nintendo was working towards something with the Wii U, but it just wasn't the Wii U's time to shine. So even though it was a commercial failure, it was still, again, an integral and important and necessary part of gaming history. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos, and share with your friends because I want to try and grow this channel as best as I can this year, so we'll see what happens. Now, if you love the Wii U as much as I do, chances are you have a favorite game. So let me know your favorite game from the Wii U down in the comments. One of my favorite games here is Xenoblade Chronicles X, a game that I played when it came out and a game that I'm looking forward to revisiting here soon, and a game that desperately needs a Switch port like I said in the video. So with that being said, thanks so much for watching and we'll catch you on the next one.